And then go talk to the guys at the Crescent Lake who told us to come back once we had defeated all 4 fiends. In fact, we'll just go to the Crescent Lake to go to their item shop anyway. Should be enough. Hit up their inn first, heal up here. Huzzah! Item shop. How many of these can I afford? Give me all of them. Also, give me all of them. Might as well give me all of them, too. Can I afford all of them? I can. Give me all of them. I don't think I'm gonna die 99 times, but you know what? I'll take it. At least I don't think I've ever had to use the church. Ah, no, I don't want to go in there. I want to go talk to the old men in the woods. That sounded awkward. Prophecy dude. I am Lucan. I see a cycle. Yeah, that's what you said before. Yeah, I know. Whatever went back 2,000 years into the past has brought the world to the brink of destruction. And now, 2,000 years later, it travels into the past again. A cycle of wrath without end. Wait, what? Let's start from here. 12 sages are we, guided to this place by stars and prophecy. The 4 forces gather in the Chaos Shrine, the geographic center of the 4 altars. With the forces again flowing freely, the time to go to the Chaos Shrine and strike the root of darkness has come. The 4 crystals shine once again. The combined power of that light means that breaking through the wall of time. Wait, what? Using all 4 crystals can break through time? The architect of this disaster is beyond that wall, 2,000 years in the past. You would have no memory of this, but before you wandered into this land, time flowed properly for you. But that flow of time has become warped for you here in this time. The chain of time has become looped back upon itself. You must travel back in time to the link in that chain that gave birth to this cycle of wrath, and destroy it. The sequence of disasters that began 400 years ago, it was triggered by events that happened only a scant few days in our past. But whoever set this in motion has now fled 2,000 years into the past. I see time spiraling. Whatever went back 2,000 years ago? An ever-repeating 2,000-year cycle, the warped destiny that gives birth and rebirth to wrath. But it's no more than an illusion, a fantasy, and only the warriors of light can break the cycle. Bring us the light of the 4 crystals to us. Warrior of light, only you can do this. I've done that. Power must be turned towards its proper end. 400 years ago was a wind, 200 years ago was earth and fire, 4 forces that make up the world. Okay, what catches me most interestingly there, more than any of this other stuff about going back in time and whatnot, is that they said before you came, that time flowed normally for you, but it has become warped since coming here. I mean, what's that? Does that mean that, like, before we entered this whole thing, time was... when we showed up, we entered the time loop, and we've become stuck in it since. But before we came here... These are the 5 Lufenian bats, aren't they? You focus the light of the 4 shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind, on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. Whoa. This is like the constructed, not destroyed Chaos Shrine. I'm just trying to process all that, because it's like, okay, so time used to flow normally for us, but then we came here and awoke with those crystals. And thus time became warped. So whatever gave us the crystal, however we got the crystals, probably had something to do with warping us out of time? We've entered this time warp and we become stuck here in this weird looped time, these 2,000-year loop. That's just amazing, because it's just kind of like this idea of the fact that it explains why we don't remember who we are. Like, we just show up with the crystals. Like, and it very explicitly said you just show up one day. And it never explains who you were beforehand and who you were, like, where you came from. It may be impossible to know at this point. Oh, we found stairs. Attack the ice gigases. Leave the wolves to the wizards. In fact, receiving the crystals may have actually been the catalyst that caused us to enter this situation. So it could have been these guys were just random anybody's, and when they received the crystal, by whatever means, their entire path in life got altered and twisted into... this, I mean, they probably weren't fighters and black belts and mages really beforehand. They could have been, but I don't think there's any way of knowing. Green dragons. And the fact that they call this time loop a fantasy, it's like, it's not, none of this is real. This is all isolated within this time loop. Is there something in there? No. I honestly have no idea where I'm going in this dungeon. Oh yeah, let's try the healing helm. Remember, we have 2. Unless Dr. Boom comes in and kills everything again. It's possible. Yep. Dang it, Dr. Boom, this is just like what was going on with the trolls. Oh, good. They didn't kill him, apparently. Items. Just to check. Healing Helm, too. No, they're just free spellcasts to use them. I wish I had known that earlier. That would have been way more useful. Sort of. A lot of the stuff I got early on wasn't terribly useful. Door. No, nothing over there. Okay. Kind of crazy. Gauss spells aren't even killing these things anymore. We've gotten that point. Or considering the fact that I'm getting a level up every, like, level or 2, every fight or 2, it's probably the fact that I'm might be slightly underleveled for this. I can't believe that, but here we are. Hopefully we won't be underleveled by the final boss. Okay. Where am I? Death Eye. That should take care of all of them. Black Knights aren't that bad. What is this? What? The Prelude? Huh. So apparently that's what the loot you were given at the beginning of the game was for? That one thing? Well, I guess that's Chekhov's loot for you. Okay. Okay, that's no good. What's over here? There's a door. And some dragon zombies! Now, the big thing I'm noticing here is that the dragons, there's a lot more dragons in this final dungeon. Dragon zombies, green dragons, blue dragons, white dragons, all sorts of different dragons. Now, in the future, 2,000 years from now, dragons are a fairly rare encounter. We've only encountered them in a few places, usually inside one of the Fiend's shrines. What I find interesting about this is the fact that in the future, the dragons, for the most part, that are not enemies, who have their own little society and follow their king Bahamut, have a very strict rule about not engaging in violence with anyone that isn't worthy of the battle. And as I said, the dragons were very kind of didn't feel super... All these empty halls. All these... But didn't feel like they were super fleshed out. Like, they have this code of ethics and stuff like this. They don't want to get involved with the rest of the world. They're very isolationist, and they only care about those who can prove their worth to their king. But here in the past, we find them completely in servitude in the Chaos Shrine. There is no, as far as we could tell, I mean, if there might be, a king of dragons at this point, but 2,000 years ago, it looks like, at least right now, they serve chaos. The Chaos Shrine, the Fiends. And I'm wondering if that's why, in the modern times, they have such an isolationist view. Like, they have this entire viewpoint because they're ashamed of what they used to be. Or they don't want to be taken advantage of again. You know, they only care about those who are worthy. And what is worth to them? Well, it could be anything. Worth is just a random token that comes from the trials. Oh, Punchy's about to go down. Yeah, we should probably heal everyone up with potions now. But the point seems to be more along the lines of they only will respect those who can prove themselves by going through these trials. The trials being essentially a big puzzle full of monsters. And I'm wondering if, like, the trial itself was designed to keep out things like the fiends and everything from... Like, that's what it was originally constructed for. Because we don't know when they constructed or when the Citadel of Trials was constructed, but we do know that it is one of a few structures that are of that size and that level of decay. The only other one that I can really think of on the world map is the Chaos Shrine. I mean, if you look, they're about the same level of disrepair. It's entirely possible that the Citadel of Trials, at least whatever it used to be, was equally ancient to the Chaos Shrine. And I don't think it's like from the Lufenians and everything, because the Lufenians favored like technology and using their affinity to the Sky People, that is, to escape the Earth's boundaries. Meaning... So it's entirely possible, and this is complete conjecture based on just the few things that line up in the game. Dragons only will deal with those who are proven themselves worthy. How does one prove they're worthy? They go through the Citadel of Trials. Who created the Citadel of Trials? Well, one would assume it'd be the people who want to use it to put people on trial. By that I mean the fact that it seems like it would be the dragon's own creation. Put it in a word. Is it possible that the Citadel of Trials itself was once the home of the dragons before they went and threw themselves in a hole? Maybe at this point in history, before when chaos is, maybe that's what happened to the Citadel. Maybe that's what caused it to become in such disarray. Is the fact that the forces of chaos, the fiends, laid siege to it, and oh, hey man, long time no see. It just seems like a possibility to me. That just seems to be too... There's too many things connecting those for it just to be coincidence for me. Did you just use Flare on me? Jerk! The idea that the dragons serve, apparently, in the Chaos Shrine in antiquity seems to hint at the fact that, like, at some point, but no longer in the future, the dragons served the fiends. Actually, no. You can do this. Let's try and heal people here. So, say, the events at the beginning of the game trigger the time loop, which was already existing at that time because we had already shown up at that point. Oh, neat little room. What's going on in here? This is a very confusing layout, but they've got a lot of little rooms that have nothing in them. So the time loop kicked off 2,000 years ago, which means the first fiend showed up 1,600 years, awoken 1,600 years later. Meaning there was like 1600 years where nothing was happening. I wonder if they're gonna go into that, because it's like, why 2000? And then if 2000 is like a hard set number, why so long for the fiends to reawaken? Well, yeah, I guess I should point out that I am literally fighting my way back through all of the previous elemental dungeons. To the point where I'm pretty sure Merilith will be showing up right here. Alright. This should finish her off. Yep, there goes. A little bit of flare to the face. I got one gil from that. Which means now we should be going into water territory. And I will be healing everyone up again. Just to make sure we stay on top of things. There's some ethers here. While we're still relatively close to topping off with all of the mages, or the wizards. Let's see here. I'm not expecting much here. I'm just back to dealing with the fish monsters. So we have a 1600-year gap after the time loop, the start of the time loop window. What is this? Is that anything? No. Before Tiamat awakens, Tiamat then destroys was it Tiamat or did it wait until Kraken also awakened to destroy the Sky People? I think it was before. It was 200 years after Tiamat awakened. Tiamat awakened, drove out the Sky People to extinction, driving their last remaining descendants, the Lufenians, to hide out on the surface in an incredibly secluded wooden area. Almost surely for the purpose of hiding. This is followed by 200 years later, Kraken awakening, taking over the water shrine and driving away the mermaids, to the point where they are now almost extinct. Ugh. Sea scorpions. No, not Blizzard. Oh, that was dumb. And 200 years from there brings us to the present, which is when the Lich awoke and began to destroy the land. I can't interact with these at all? No? Okay. But at that point, the dwarves no longer even inhabited their shrine. One would assume that they would be looking over it and whatnot, but they had gone to live in Mount Dwergar. And then finally we have the Elves, who have no even recollection of the fact that they are the fire aspect of the base. Or at least never express it. So a lesser heal out on there. A lot of fights in the water area. I mean, quite honestly, with the exception of the Lufenians, who have the ability to pass down their memories, and the Sages, who deal in prophecy and whatnot, it seems pretty much the entire world has moved on from this antiquated thought process of crystals and shrines and the four elements. No, don't flee. Just attack the... Yeah. Which may be the thought behind it. Like, the actual intent of them awakening when they did may have been for the express purpose of creating a world where they were free to do as they pleased. Because no one remembered. This area is just annoying. Wait, did that thunder just make the runaway sound? Is there something over here? Okay, there's the stair. Oh, and hi, Kraken.
Yes, hello, how are you doing? It's been a good while, or have we met yet? You know, time travel humor.
I don't know, he just looks so regal. Oh, jeez! "32 hits. Of course he gets 8 hits, because he's an octopus type person. I get it. That's a joke. Do not mess with Hasted Punchy. Alright, it's another floor down. Throw some ethers back on here on the keep the wizards happy. You know, everything will be better if we just keep the wizards happy. And of course it's a weird maze. And we're back to the purple worms. Oh, forgot. Purple worms, D&D monster, drink. Alright. My gut says keep going, like, diagonally this way. I don't know why. Maybe because that's what ultimately ended up working for us in that weird... looping area? I don't know. Go down here. I mean, it's an open area. That's something. You know, I never tested. I wonder if I could. If you could go back and fight, like, one of the fiends over and over if you walk through a trap tile like all the other trap tiles. See, look, this is suspicious, right? This looks good. Dang. Come on, am I right? This is just has Masamune. Which, I don't even think anyone can use that. I mean, he can. And it's better than Excalibur? Apparently. No, don't give him the power staff. Well, that makes me feel real good about Excalibur. Unless Excalibur has some sort of hidden property to it that I don't know about. It's hard to say. So apparently what was down there was just a treasure chest. Oh boy. So we're back on the hunt again for wherever the heck we're supposed to be going here. But hey, that katana lets light punch through the 1,000 damage barrier. I mean, granted, Punchy just did 2,000 damage, which is a first, I think. Let's try this way. Well, at least this is shaping up to be different. Oh! You jerk! I see you can't stun Punchy anymore because he's got his ribbon. And this'll do nothing. Wait, what? Don't they have no blaze on? Oh, it just halves the damage. Right. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, sure, let's try Quake on these guys. I don't know. Go figure it would miss on the earth things. I don't know. It does earth damage. Oh, well, I guess this is the right way, because we just bumped into Tiamat. Usual start of the fight routine here. Protera them, haste Punchy. Wow. Save Punchy! That sort of works. Flare. I suppose you could drink for Tiamat. I mean, it's not necessarily an inherently D&D monster, since Tiamat's actually a... I think it was... Babylonian? Did I just tell him to punch? Everybody tell him to punch? It's gotta be getting close. But the multi-headed dragon version of Tiamat, I think, is unique to D&D. Hey, we got a rune staff. Alright. Let's get this all finished up here. Maxed. Ethers. Jeez. I can't believe that like Excalibur turned out to have like something better than it in the game. Oh jeez, I maxed out my money. I'm gonna just assume we go down through here. Probably. It's you! Guy! What floor are we on? B5?
Do you remember me? I was once known as a Knight of Cornelia. "2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland." "Oh, you did defeat me then. But the four great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the four fiends into the future, where they shall once again use the four great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this.
That's because in 2,000 years it hadn't happened yet.
But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return. Born again into this endless circle that I have created." Chaos.
Let's get this going. Whoa! That is insanely awesome. Let's get a Hialaga going. Cast Saber. So they did fire, water. Leave it to the final boss to get all the coolest freaking spells. I'm gonna throw another Heal Aga out. Let's see. I'm trying to think what would be... I'll take Null All to get half damage from all the elemental stuff going. Just keep Flare going. With these guys, we're doing about a little under 2,000 around, so we'll just keep that going, because oh, here we go. It's 1,000. Healaga. And Flare. Oh, let's see. I kind of want to keep going with the Healagas just simply because he does so much damage per round. And I feel like if I skip one, it'll just like completely screw me. At the same time, everyone's almost kind of topped off. So I'll do Holy just to get the damage going. Just mirrors his defense grazing every round. Alright. We can do one more Holy, I think, before we really have to worry about heals. Yeah, the Blaze is going to hurt us. Well, not as much as Tsunami does, but... Now let's switch back to Healaga. Just trying to see, do I have anything else that might hurt this? Oh, I can haste Light too. Oh, here we go with Tsunami again. It's nice to know he's got such a predictable pattern, at least. The next should be Blizzaga, and then he'll just punch someone. Just keep going with flares, I guess. No, you want to punish someone now. I thought Blizzaga came next, but I guess punch. Oh, still going, huh? Tough guy here.
Earthquake!
That should top everyone off. Means I got a round in where I can throw a holy instead. Oh, how nice is it that a holy spell is what kills him in the end? Oh, that just seems appropriate. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath. But magnified by the four forces that meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters ran rampant, and the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Lane, Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? No one can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds live on. Tales of dwarves, elves, dragons, and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended. That the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Wow. That was awesome. I gotta say, I'm it's kind of cool to go back and see all of the... It was the girl with the legs that... Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't the girl with the legs. Because she had the dancer sprite. It was the girl, ghost girl, that was the missing mermaid. But because everything happened the way it did, you know, Kraken never wiped out their race, so she never died when she went to the surface. It's fine. And her people didn't get wiped out. And since the audio got muted earlier on in the early VODs, I wanted to say that this is the song that plays over the bridge, and the introduction, the prologue song, is the main theme of Final Fantasy, and it is absolutely my absolute favorite song that has ever been in this series. Hands down. I've heard dozens of versions of it. I've collected dozens of versions of it. I absolutely love this song. It's interesting to see that ending, though. I'm kind of curious, because it's like, it breaks a thing, and then it goes... It seems to imply that things like the adventures live on in tales of dwarves and dragons and all this stuff. And you were the adventure of light. Is it saying that with the thing broken, our world is the result of not having the time loop? And that we are the warriors of light? And just no one remembers? And we don't remember? Because we never got caught in the loop? I mean, that's a kind of a... Well, I mean, that's very Ultima in some ways. Ultima also kind of feels like it takes that kind of angle with things. Save the Glane Clear data. Yeah, save it there. Level 66. Whew. So we did it! We did it! First game down! In the retrospective. And next time we're going to be starting Final Fantasy II. So what's next for all of this? What happens now with Final Fantasy 1? Well, there's two things I want to do with it. I don't have a time frame on either of them, but, you know. First is to cut together the best of, so you will, cut out all the grindy bits, the lovely bits, the on and on fights and fights and fights, only preserving the best bits into a single massive long video that probably is going to be 5 hours or something, that's just going to have the whole experience in one sitting type of thing. I don't know if anyone's interested in that, but I kind of want to have it. And the other thing is, I kind of wanted to write down, kind of like I've always done on my blog, kind of like a story synopsis, and kind of explore the ideas and theories, some of which we've been talking about tonight, that I have about the game, and like how the narrative kind of a proper retrospective. Like going back and looking at it and like, oh wow, look at this, and this detail, and this plot point, and these things that kind of connect, and is this what this is saying? Is this one possibility of what it's saying? It's hard to say. But I think that would be another thing to do, and I'm going to be using, of course, the footage from this, these recordings to edit that together with brand new voiceovers. Oh look, it's on rock. Oh my god, was that actually a clue as to where you go to the water shrine? Because it shows the Mirage Tower, it showed Onrock, it shows the Earth Cave, and then... Oh, it doesn't show Mount Gulg, because the Fiend of Fire is not prophesied to come for another 200 years. So cool. So cool to see the original all play out. And of course, you know, there you go. Right there, you saw it right here. This is the weird stuff that comes up later in the series. The sci-fi futuristic societies. The weird time travel silliness with somewhat nonsensical plotting. Yeah, that dates all the way back to the originals. There you go. I don't know what else to tell you. They've always been like this. There's never been a time when they haven't had this kind of weird, not strictly fantasy take on things. But that's what makes Final Fantasy so awesome. If I wanted just strictly fantasy, I'd go play Dragon Quest. That's all I'm saying. And if I wanted strictly sci-fi, I'd go play Phantasy Star. Oh, here's our lovely little trailer for what's coming next with Final Fantasy II. There's cats. That's nice. Looking forward to that. It's at an end. This is interesting. It's kind of like more of like a... The Emperor of Palamecia has called forth monsters from the underworld and begun a campaign of world conquest. I'm really excited to see what Final Fantasy II is actually going to hold, because I've never played it. I mean, I have Dawn of Souls, and I've had it for a very long time, but I honestly have never got around to playing Final Fantasy II on it. So this is all going to be Final Fantasy II, starting next time I stream, is going to be a complete blind run. I have no idea what I'm getting into. But it should be fun. Thank you to everyone who has started on this journey with me. I don't know how often I'm going to be streaming after November, but I am going to continue to work on this. I want to go through the entire franchise. I hope you come with me. I hope you guys get to check out new Final Fantasies you've never seen before. Get to relive ones that are your favorites. I know I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be fun. And I'm glad I got through Final Fantasy 1. We're going to start Final Fantasy 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then... And it may take me a year, maybe take 2 years, but I'm going to get through all of these. Slowly but surely. Why? Because quite honestly, I love these games. There's everything. If you go back and watch the VODs, I talk about it at great length, how much this franchise has meant to me. And I'm so glad that I get to share going through and re-experience them with all of you. Thank you. And I hope to see you next time, when we start Final Fantasy II proper. Until then, you can always follow me on Twitch at Vrykirian, twitch.tv/Vrykirian. I'm on Twitter as well at Vrykirian. You can also find me, of course, at landofod.net. That's my blog. And from there, you can also hop on, find my YouTube channel where I post all of these VODs. Best way to find me when I'm going to be streaming is either through Twitter or here on Twitch. In fact, right now we are trying to get to 50 subscribers during Nano Streamo. That's when I try to stream as much as I can during the month of November. Trying for once a day, but that doesn't always work out, but trying as much as I can. So you can always follow me on Twitch to find out exactly when I'm starting. You can follow me on Twitter where I announce it, just usually about 45 minutes to an hour ahead of time. And then if you just want to watch them after they're all said and done and everything like that, you're fine with that. That's cool too, Just check it out on my blog, check it out on my YouTube channel. They're posted both places. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.